everybody, my name is Mayra, this is Word Muse, and welcome to my channel. So today I wanted to have a conversation with you guys about rating systems and books. So I noticed since I started reading more and I started doing booktube videos and just being involved within discussions, I noticed that I changed the way I rate my books. So like most people, I use the 5-star system, but unlike Goodreads, I also use fractions of stars. So I typically use like quarters and halves of stars because giving a book a 3.65729 is just not my thing. I'll just round it up to a, 0.75 or 0.5. Anyway, I digress. So the topic for this video came about when I was editing my May wrap up, and I noticed that while I was editing, I kept saying things like, I really like this book, and I'm giving it a 3.5 star. I'm giving it a 4 star. And then I began to ask myself, okay Mayra, so you say you really like this book, yet you did not give this book a 5. Why? I was thinking about that and why I don't give books 5 stars even though I really like certain books. And I realized that my 5-star category is a very special category that not a lot of books go into. Back in the day, if I really loved the book, I would just automatically put it in the 5-star. Now I don't. For me, a 5-star book is a book that it's kind of a classic, not for its genre, but just for me. And what I mean by that is that it's probably a book that I will continue to reread in years to come, and even in 3-5 years, whenever I read it, I will still have the same sentiment towards it, a sentiment of a 5-star book. And this is why I don't give 5 stars just like that, even though I love certain books and I give them a 4 star. And a 4 star is really good, in my opinion. I think if you're getting a 4 star, you're succeeding in your trade. So let me just break down the rest of my stars. So for whenever you're watching one of my reviews or a wrap-up, you kind of know why I give them the rating that I do. So typically my 4 star is a really good book. It's a book that I loved, that I fell in love with, that kept me entertained, and that probably and most likely left me with an impression and with some sort of life lesson or something that just made me think about life. Anyway, this just turns out to be a book that I really love and that I really like, but it's not one that I consider to put under my I will love you forever and ever type of book. Now when it comes to my 3-star books, a lot of people think that a 3-star is a negative thing. I really don't think so. I give books 3 stars more often than not, and what 3-star means for me is that it's just a good book, that it's a book that I enjoyed, that kept me entertained. Again, that might have taught me something, but that didn't necessarily completely and totally blow my mind. It was just an average book, and that is not a bad thing. Of course, if you tell this to an author, he might say, or she might say, that it's a bad thing, but as a reader, I don't consider it to be. It's a book that probably accomplished the goal it set out to accomplish, and that I understood and enjoyed and would recommend to people, but not a book that left me mind-boggling and then like the verge of a life crisis. Now my 2-star is when I start to get a little bit more negative, a little more critical about the book, and it's usually a book that did not keep me engaged, and it's a book that I maybe not even strive to finish, and maybe I just finish for the sake of finishing. Also, I give 2 stars to those books that I love to hate. So those books that even though I didn't like, but that I love going into and like just picking at the characters and at the plot and just thinking about all the things that are wrong with it, but I still enjoy it for the sake of nitpicking it. Does that make me a terrible person? So anyway, those are my 2-star. Again, not necessarily something that I would recommend to people, but it's something that it just got the job done, but it was an impressive. And now when it comes to the dreaded 1-star, I rarely ever give 1 stars. I don't remember the last time I gave a 1 star to a book. It was probably Blood Crazy by Simon Clark, because I really hated that book. When it comes to my 1 stars are books that I really didn't like, and I try to be gracious and the positives that a book can bring, but when I really absolutely hate everything about a book, I have no shame in giving it a 1 star because that's my opinion and what I think about the book. Again, it rarely ever happens. I'm not a 1-star. I try to be graceful with my ratings, but I also know what I like and what I don't like. Also, as a side note, I'm more of a character-driven reader than a plot-driven reader. I know a lot of people read a book and they are engaged in it and they love it for the sake of the plot, and I am all about the characters. If a book has good characters and good character development and good character arcs, I am all about that. Even if the plot itself is super slow, if the characters are amazing, I will probably love the book. So again, this is just for you to gauge kind of like what I mean when I say I give a book a certain star, whether it's a 3, a 4, a 1, 2, 5. Why did I count out of order? Anyway, point is, this is just for you to kind of gauge my ratings and when I give my opinions on books, why I give them and why I give them a certain star or not. Anyway, please let me know in the comments down below what your rating system is or how you rate your books, or if we are kind of like on the same, you know, kind of dimension when it comes to reading books or not. Also, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I will see you next time. Bye.